Hi, I'm Grace Chu, and you're watching The Little Green Dot, a news show produced by 7 students from Nanyang Technological University, Singapore, for the United Nations Environmental Programme Youth Climate Reports.
Singapore, one of the 4 Asian tigers, an economic miracle 47 years in the making. But much has been sacrificed in the pursuit of economic excellence. More recently, World Wildlife Fund named Singapore as the country with the largest carbon footprint per capita in the Asia-Pacific region. In response to this, the National Environment Agency said the city-state has no choice but to rely on fossil fuels because its small size limits it from switching to alternative sources. But are there other ways to reduce our carbon footprint? The Little Green Dot finds out what's being done to help save the environment in the area of transport.
Hybrid, natural gas or electric? What makes these cars green and what is the way to go? I went out in search for the answer and to find out why the government should do more to encourage the use of green taxis. With fuel prices steadily headed for the stratosphere, even the most hard-nosed taxi companies recognize that fossil fuels are not the way of the future. One of Singapore's newer taxi operators, Smart Taxis, has a fleet that runs on both compressed natural gas and petrol. The company says CNG is cheap and fairly abundant. It emits 90% less carbon monoxide into the ozone layer. Despite its prospects, CNG still has its fair share of problems. A tax of 16 cents per kilogram of CNG kicked in early this year, sending taxi drivers into a tailspin. Comparing 1 litre of CNG with 1 litre of petrol, drivers now have to pay $1.36 per litre of CNG compared to $1.43 per litre of petrol. To make matters worse, taxi driver David Chong tells us how CNG fueling stations are few and far between.
In year 2007, only Jurong Island, there's only gas station in Singapore. Then year 2008, mainland got 2, and now maximum to 4 CNG stations in Singapore.
For other taxi drivers, CNG cars not only spell inconvenience but also less engine power.
At this moment, I prefer petrol. Petrol first thing more powerful. Second thing, you any station you can pump. But this one you have to all the way come here.
Mr. Lan says that the average waiting time for refueling can be about 15 minutes. Coupled with the travelling time to CNG stations, the time taken is enough to earn $8 to $12. To help address the various problems that CNG taxis in Singapore are facing, Nanyang Technological University of Singapore and Technical University of Munich in Germany have partnered to design and build the world's first electric taxi. Here at the Research Techno Plaza, over 90 scientists and engineers are involved in this 5-year-long project. Started in April 2011, this project is part of TUM Create. Engineer Halim Witono tells us why they decided to focus on taxis.
The number of taxis in Singapore is only contributed to about 3% of the total vehicles in Singapore. However, the total mileage it consumed, the total fuel consumption can take out up to 14% of every single vehicle in Singapore. We also consider different type of vehicles, a small family car or a bigger electric bus, and we realized that electric taxi can contribute to the most impact in terms of energy saving and well-to-wheel energy consumptions.
Apart from conserving energy, the taxi has a new design with added cabin space and a quieter engine, says TUM Create Corporate CEO Dr. Ulrich Stimming.
In the cities today is that there's so much noise actually from car traffic or trucks also. What you will have is actually much cleaner cities.
But will the electric taxi charge on in Singapore? Dr. Stimming says it will, provided the people and government support it. The final product will be a taxi built and tested by the TUM Create team, and a demonstrator vehicle will be released in 2014. This is Grace Chu in Singapore, reporting for the Youth Climate Report. If you're too poor to get an electric car, get a bike instead. Our reporter Daryl went down to Fusionopolis, where he met a man who altered the role of public transport.
A recent rash of incidents involving public bus drivers losing their way on routes and several train breakdowns resulting in lengthy service disruptions have left Singaporeans frustrated with public transport. But few have little choice but to put up with the inconvenience. One man saw the potential in creating a network of shared bikes to complement existing public transport. Now, this is one of the stations where members of Isuda Bike Share can, for a monthly fee of $20, grab a bike at any time. Mr. Francis Chew, co-founder of Isuda Bike Share, was inspired by the success of various bike sharing systems in Europe and sought to apply the same model in Singapore.
I have been monitoring the bicycle share scheme from different parts of the world like Paris and London. What I noticed when a successful bike share is implemented in a city, it helps to create a bike-friendly environment for the city. So I want to see the same change in Singapore.
His scheme serves a dual purpose, enabling Singaporeans to live a healthier life, as well as adapting the current model of transport in Singapore into a potentially greener and more efficient system by curbing over-reliance on buses.
It will make Singapore a lot greener, a lot less dependent on oil resources, and at the same time produce less carbon dioxide. And generally, these are all positive indicators for Singapore.
These changes will take some time to gain momentum, as not all Singaporeans may be receptive to the idea of using bicycles for daily transport. But one thing is for certain. Bicycles have the potential to get you closer to your destination than any bus. Many Singaporeans were positive towards the concept.
Nowadays, the MRT, there's been a lot of breakdowns and stuff, so it's a better way for us to get to work easier, get to work faster or get to school faster.
I think it's quite good an idea. Firstly, I think being squeezed in buses and MRTs are quite boring routinely every day. So sometimes I may want to switch to bikes. And personally, I like cycling a lot, so I think it would be a good idea.
However, one highlighted a potential demographic which might not be as receptive to the idea.
I think the bike sharing system for school students like me is actually not really that impactful for us, because for us, right, our bus ride to our school is actually free, so we would rather take the bus, which is more comfortable and because there's aircon, than to take the bike.
Of course, riding a bicycle well will take some getting used to. This is Daryl Christian in Singapore for the Youth Climate Report.
If only all Singaporeans could direct this energy towards saving the environment. Now, despite the promising green efforts we have so far, we still have a long way to go before truly achieving a reputation as a garden city. This is Grace Chu in Singapore, reporting for the Youth Climate Report.